Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakat Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are now doing the 18th chapter of Ashtavakra Gita, where the Ashtavakra describes the nature of the realized master, or how does he operate, how does he transact with, what does he perceive, and where his state of mind is, where still he is acting in this world as a Jivan Mukta. So we completed Sloka 34 and we'll start with 35. Napnoti karmana moksham Napnoti karmana moksham Vimudobhyasa rupina Dhanyo vijnana matrena Muktastistasya vikriyaha Together. Napnoti karmana moksham Vimudobhyasa rupina Dhanyo vijnana matrena Muktaha tishtatya vikriyaha. So, napnoti karmana moksham. So, by following an action, one cannot get the liberation. So, na karmana na prajaya dhanena chage naike amratvamanasahu parena kam nihitam guhayam vibrajati jatayo vishanti. So, na apnoti, one cannot get by karmana. Na karmana na prajaya. So, it's not by action. Why it's not by action? Action involves two aspects of it. Number one, the very acting involves that I am an actor and this is an action. So, karta, karma, kriya. That means the doer of action, karta, karma, the action itself, and kriya, the performance of that action, or the karma is the object of my action. All these depending upon what I have to do, what I need to do, and the action itself involves what is called triputi. Triputi means a division in that, and very fact that I need to act or I had to act itself makes a divisionless into divisions. That which is homogeneous, a pure existent consciousness that I want to recognize is itself, I am dividing it through action, and I want to get the result. Result is moksha, freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from action also. So I want to act to be free from action. So this is a contradiction in terms, and also the very action that the infinite, if that is the result, cannot come out of the finite action. So I cannot expect an infinite result by a finite action. So therefore, by any process that involves activity, either at the body level or at the mind level or intellectual level, that result will always be finite, and the finite therefore cannot get me infinite. A finite action cannot give me infinite result. So, na apnoti karmana moksham. Moksham, freedom from limitations, or freedom from the freedom from limitations or freedom from samsara cannot be obtained by any action. Na apnoti karmana. Vimudaha abhyasa rupina. But at the same time, everybody is trying to realize. Trying to realize by what? You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this for realization. Even the statement that srotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha, you have to listen to the teacher, srotavyaha, for a prolonged length of time under a competent teacher. So that is an effort involved. So that is a karmana. Whereas na karmana, So not by action you can get. So why should I listen something where I cannot get by listening to it? And if your mind is prepared, even listening itself is sufficient for realization, says many acharyas, including the Kathopanishad student, where he went and approached the teacher, please teach me that knowledge, that Brahma Vidya. And after listening, he realized, because the Kathopanishad student Nachiketas was, even though he was small, is a mature individual and knows what he wants, and mind is completely purified, since he doesn't want anything other than that. So there is a desire to know, desire is there, therefore the action itself is a process. You have to listen. So does this not contradict the statement? The thing is, by action I cannot get the knowledge. I have to act not for getting the knowledge, I have to act to prepare the mind and to do the process required so that the mind can gain the knowledge. But the gaining the knowledge is not by the action, because it's not a Purushadantram. I cannot dictate the result to come. So only it has to come by itself, and it will come only when the mind is purified. So action is not meant for gaining the knowledge. Action is meant for purification of the mind, so that the knowledge, when the teacher teaches and points out, the mind has to be uplifted out to see the truth that is there all the time. So it is a exercise without any particular result, because exercise only preparation of the mind, not to get the result. So we have to be careful here. Napnoti karmana moksham. By effort one cannot get liberation. But what effort will do, including the study of the Vedanta, what can it do is only for a prepared mind, that teaching will help for the mind to look for that which is beyond the mind. Beyond the mind is only in the sense that because of which the mind itself can work. Our mind itself is working, or knowledge itself is taking place. So that is only a pointer called Lakshartham. That means Vedanta doesn't show you that this is Brahman. Vedanta only asks you to think in the direction and you will arrive it. So it's as Sureshwaracharya gives the example that we mentioned, that when I am in the pitch dark room and I can't see any object, I need a torchlight. So I am carrying now a torchlight to see objects there, and every time I put a torchlight, that object is getting revealed. In the light of the torchlight, I can see. Without the torchlight, I cannot see the object. So then, as I am looking around, looking what objects are there in the pitch dark room, and suddenly I saw a pot upside down. So to see that pot upside down, I needed the torchlight. Without the torchlight, I could not have seen the pot, and also the pot which is in the form of upside down. So out of curiosity, I went there and lifted the pot. When I lifted the pot, there I saw a burning candle. Now, should I put my torchlight to see myself whether the candle is burning or not? So, candle is burning. I don't need a torchlight for that, because it's a candle is already giving a light. So, I don't need another light to see a light. So, in the same way, that I need that remove the pot in order for me to see that there is a candle that is being lighted, or candle that is burning. So the lifting up of the pot is not necessarily making the candle to burn. Candle is already burning there. What I am doing is, the action is only removing the obstacle that is covering the knowledge, or covering the candle burning candle. So by removing the pot, the candle that is burning is self-revealing. That means it is self-effulgent because it's a self-shining, or it is the light itself. And we are now talking about the jnanam, which is not just the light, since jnanam also is like a light, but it reveals things. Oh, light is that which reveals the things. That's how we define light. And jnanam is also like a light, since it reveals things which I did not know before. In the pitch dark room, I cannot see any objects, and I need a light, and when you turn the light on, then that light reveals the objects that are there, that are present, and also indicates what the objects that are not there also. Because if I am looking for a chair in the pitch dark room and I looked around, I don't see any chair there. How do I know? Because I can see in what? In the light, what? That there is no chair there. So absence of the objects also I can see in the light. If you ask me, say, do you see Gaga Boo there? In the pitch dark room, suppose I put the light on and ask you, is there a Gaga Boo there? He says, I don't know what is Gaga Boo. I don't know if it's there or not, even though I see a lot of objects, but I don't know something is Gaga Boo or not. So for me to see Gaga Boo, I should have a clear idea of what Gaga Boo is. That means I should have seen that before or known what it is, and I am looking for an object with the attributes that is same as Gaga Boo for me to recognize, not cognize, recognize whether the Gaga Boo is there or not, since I do not know. If I know, it means I have seen that before, I knew that before, and the information is already stored in my mind. So when I'm looking for, is there a Gaga Boo? Since I know, I'm looking for objects with same attributes that I'm familiar with as Gaga Boo. I see pots, I see chairs, I see tables, but I don't see Gaga Boo because I don't see any object same with the same attributes as Gaga Boo that I have seen before from the memory. So whether the object is there or not, depending upon the attributive content of the object, which I have knowledge of it, if I already seen before. If I'm seeing it the first time, then I'm seeing an object, and then says, is a Gaga Boo there? I don't know, but there is some object here with this and this attributes that I'm seeing. Say, oh, that is Gaga Boo. Now I know what Gaga Boo is. So I can see an object, not knowing it's Gaga Boo, and describe the attributes, and if learn in the process that is the name of that is Gaga Boo. That means I have the knowledge of the form, then I give a name. So name and form from then on go together and forms a part of my memory, and I can recognize again if I see another object which is similar to that, or it says, hey, this is Gaga Boo because it resembles based on my memory objects that are there. So if I see a chair, I see an object. So how do you know it's a chair? Because I know in the past how a chair looks like, and this object looks similar to that. Therefore, this is a chair. So that's how the knowledge takes place. So for me to know that, I should have prior knowledge of something. Otherwise, I'll be seeing first time, and I'll be knowing it if someone instructs. So what is it called? Otherwise, I may say, and I myself may give a name, oh, this is like a chair but not really a chair. So I can give some name for me to communicate with others. So here, na apnoti karmana moksham. So I need karma not for moksham, not for liberation, but for purification of the mind. That is essentially the concept of karma yoga. Karma yoga, upasana yoga, meditation, everything is only an action either at the physical level or at the emotional level or at the intellectual level. An action is required not to gain the knowledge but to purify the mind or to remove the things that are obstructing my vision of the truth. In the case of the pitch dark room, I had to remove the physically the pot that is covering the candle. So that action is required, even though that action doesn't light the candle, it only reveals the candle that's already been burning, and no further action is required. So it becomes self-revealing when I remove the obstruction. Obstruction is, in this case, it's a pot is an obstruction, and to see the pot, darkness is an obstruction. So a torchlight removes the darkness and I see a pot, and when I remove the pot, other obstruction is also gone and I can see the burning candle. So here one has to be careful here. Na apnoti karmana moksham. So karma doesn't give the moksham directly. Karma only prepares the mind, provided it is an appropriate karma yoga with an attitude of yoga. If you do, then karma becomes a karma yoga, and that yoga can help purify the mind. So napnoti karmana moksham vimudo abhyasa rupina. So a person who wants to realize, say, what are you doing? I am doing meditation, or I am studying scriptures, and he will give all activities for realization. The activities themselves do not give, and if you depend on the activities, then you are again as what he calls here vimuda. You are essentially a deluded person, because the very action deprives you of the realization. If you understand karma, karma is only helping the purification of the mind, not for realization. So that has to be clear. In the same way, jnanam also, jnana yoga, it's called yoga, is also preparing the mind to see the truth that is self-evident all the time. So when is that I am not Brahman? Even when I don't know that I am Brahman only. That's a fact, because I cannot become Brahman after realization, or I am going to become a Brahman. But because I am Brahman, what I am not, I do not know that I am Brahman, therefore I am looking for a Brahman. So the very search for Brahman deprives me of recognizing that I am Brahman, because in the very search itself, the seeker and the sought are different, and when the seeker and sought, when the seeker are one and the same, but when they try to seek, the very search itself alienates the sought, therefore I cannot realize. So here he calls it mudhaha, those who are doing continuously sadhana in order to realize it, without recognizing that sadhana is only meant for purification, not for realization, but effort has to be understood and pointing in that direction. That's why people say, I understand Vedanta, how come I am not realized? Because of blocking of the vasanas are still there, and even if I understood, I can't realize it, only because my mind is not purified. And the purification of the process has to be done before one approaches the Vedantic. That's why he says that the one who has examined completely the problem and prepare his mind, then only he should approach the teacher. That means the fourfold qualifications are specified, where Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatka Sampatti and Mumukshutvam are essential ingredients for mind, for purification of the mind. But with that purified mind, when the teacher points, you are that, then the mind shifts in the direction that is pointed out by the teacher, then the things gets self-revealing, because you are already that. That's essentially here. Dhanyo vijnana matrena muktah tishtasya vikriyaha. Dhanyaha vijnana matrena. So I am by knowing, vijnana means the visesha jnanam, that means by understanding that as a fact. So dhanyaha vijnana matrena muktaha tishtatya vikriyaha. So one is free from all the shackles of samsara, and he is free from vikriyaha, that which is the immutable and inexhaustible, and he abides in that knowledge, vijnanam. So here we are talking about jnanam and vijnanam. So Jnana Vijnana Yoga is in the 7th chapter of Gita, where Jnanam is just a knowledge, any objective knowledge. Vijnanam is Vishesha Jnanam, is a knowledge that reveals oneself. So it is the self-revealing knowledge. And so it's a knowledge that it's not understanding as a thought process, which Vedanta calls it as a paroksha jnanam, but it is a immediate, direct aparoksha jnanam, since it points out in the direction. Just as in the 10th man story, where 10 people cross the ocean and appointed leader wants to make sure everybody cross. So they count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and he says the 10th man is missing. So everybody takes a turn and comes up with only 9 people, and they do not know who is the 10th man that is missing. That's much more terrible, because if they know, then they can look for him. And everybody knows that the 10th man is missing, but they can pinpoint the missing 10th man. And as long as you are searching for 10th man all over, you will never find the 10th man, because the one who is seeking the 10th man is the thought himself. So he is the 10th man who is searching for 10th man. So only teaching is the 10th man is right there, where everybody is searching, at the same time not able to recognize. So you have to turn inwards and recognize the seeker himself is the thought. That means you have to, it's not that 10th man has to come somewhere or 10th man will appear after that. 10th man is self-revealing only to the minds who are looking inwards to look for who they are. This is the same way, Dhanyaha Vijnanam. That is a Vijnanam. It's an aparoksha jnanam, not paroksha jnanam. All our knowledge so far is objective knowledge. Knowledge of chemistry, knowledge of physics, and even knowledge of Vedanta also. We study Vedanta as though we are trying to understand Brahman, as though Brahman is something different from you. If Brahman is something different from you, you will never understand, because then Brahman cannot be Brahman. Because if he is something different from you, the Brahman ceases to become Brahman, because Brahman means infinite, and infinite cannot exclude anything, including the one who is looking for Brahman. So therefore, Dhanneha Vijnanamatrena, only by recognition, that's what realization. The re means turning inwards to see what is there already. So recognition, and that means one has to see properly and see that, cognize correctly that I am the one that I am searching for myself, because it's not just a Vedanta, even factually everybody is looking for not themselves, everybody is looking for happiness, but they are searching for where the happiness is not there, but happiness comes from your own self, but you are looking for all over outside, then you will never get it. So every happiness seeker will be searching for happiness in sense enjoyments, in the objects, will get disappointed finally, because all that effort becomes a waste, because there is no real happiness in any objects. That's why it becomes the doshatrayam. Searching is a problem, finding is also a problem, and if you find it, if you lose it, a problem, and there is an effort involved, and even if you get it, there is still you unsatisfied, you want some more, and ultimately it causes the bondage, because now you depend on that for your happiness. Just like cup of Madras hot cup of coffee in the morning, there is no real happiness in the coffee, because if it is so, everybody should get happiness with the same coffee, and more coffee, more happiness. Unfortunately, only one cup is what you need for the morning, thinking that will give me happiness. What is giving happiness is not the cup of coffee, but the mind which is free from longing for coffee anymore. Because once you got coffee, mind doesn't search anymore. So mind is serene, calm, peaceful, contented, and that contented mind is a happy mind. If you get that mind without having any desires, then that's called Mahatma. So Dhannaha Vijnanam Matrena Muktaha Tishtati Avikriyaha. So without any Vikriyam, without any efforts at all, one is recognizes Aham Brahmasmi. I don't have to do anything to become Brahman because I'm already Brahman. So a ring doesn't have to do anything to be gold because it's already made up of gold only. But he's looking for gold all the time, looking all over the place, and he wants to go to Himalayas because somebody advised him to go to Himalayas and meditate. Then you will recognize the gold. Because they say, I am the gold. That is essentially a recognition is what is required. So that is called Vijnanam. It is a direct and immediate, that is called Aparoksha Jnanam is what Vijnanam. Paroksha Jnanam is called Jnanam. That is objective knowledge. So Vedanta is not an objective knowledge. It turns using objective knowledge inwards, and that's what essentially is required to see oneself. I will do Sloka 37. Mudo napnoti tad brahma. Mudo napnoti tad brahma. Yato bhavatu michhati. Yato bhavatu michhati. Anishnan napi dhirohi. Anishnan napi dhirohi. Parabrahma swarupa bhak. Parabrahma swarupa bhak. Together. Mudho napnoti tad brahma. Yato bhavatu michhati. Anishtannapi dhirohi. Parabrahma swarupa bhak. So mudaha na apnoti tad brahma. So that mudaha, the one who is deluded, na apnoti, cannot get that Brahman. That means cannot get the knowledge that Aham Brahmasmi. Yataha, since Bhavatum Ichchati, since he wants to become Brahman. So he wants to gain the knowledge. So the very desire to become Brahman prevents you to become Brahman. This is a very peculiar statement because the very cognition, that very search for Brahman will deprive you of seeing Brahman or recognizing Brahman, because I am trying to see Brahman what? As an object. So this is the biggest problem for most of the sadhaks, because they are objectifying this one, and that's why you have to meditate it, you have to contemplate it. So essentially, how can meditation can bring the Brahman? Because I am already Brahman. What is there to meditate? I have to see that I don't need to meditate, and only thing is to recognize that I am that already. And why I am not able to recognize? Because I have a strong notion that I am only this. So when it says Aham Brahmasmi, I am infinite, nobody will believe it, and the life after life after life with a strong notion that I am only a finite, the time-wise limited, space-wise limited, object-wise limited. So the desha, kala, vastu, parichinnam. That means limitation by all the three. Means space-wise limited because I am here, I am not there. So because I am here, only because I am identifying with the body, mind, intellect as I am. That intense identification makes me, that deprives me of recognition that I am not this body, mind, intellect, but I am the infinite. So for that only I need a viveka. Viveka means a discriminative intellect to recognize what is eternal and what is ephemeral in the things that are continuously changing. What is that changeless entity in the changing things? So mudahana apnoti tad brahma yato bhavatam ichchati, because he wants to become Brahman, therefore he will never become Brahman. So what should I do? You then desire to become Brahman. Is it wrong? Since it is needed until you drop that, it is needed to stop the mind from running around different objects, and so that the mind can be withdrawn and concentrate on that. But the truth is self-evident. As one shifts the mind in the direction, it happens. How does it happen? It's a recognition that I am already that all the time. So I don't have to become. So he says, anichannapi dhiro hi parabrahma swarupa bhag. Even having no desire to realize itself, one becomes a Brahman. Dhiraha, a realized master, he doesn't have any more longing to become because he is already that. So recognition or recognition that I am already what I am searching for. I am searching for truth. I am searching for happiness. And if I recognize that I am that already happy, and the very search itself can stop. So anichannapi dhiraha parabrahma swarupa bhag. So parabrahma, the swarupam, the swarupam, that means your own nature as aham brahmasmi is recognized, or it is enjoyed, provided I understand that aham brahmasmi. So to understanding it, there is no problem. It is self-evident. But what is required? The effort is only in preparing the mind so that I can see what is there all the time. So because I am closing my eyes and trying to see, all I have to do is open my eyes. Opening is not a means for seeing. Opening is that obstruction is removed, then what is there I cannot but see if everything is functioning. And that is the essence of this slokas, because here emphasis is that you already realize, and any effort to realize itself will block you from realization. And therefore, any action, effort means action, either at the physical level or at the emotional level or at the intellectual level, itself becomes an obstruction, provided you are very careful to make sure that you depend on that for realization. It's only a requirement to purification, and in that you have to use the Vedanta to see what is that is being indicated by Vedanta. With this we stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.